Heyo guys, I'm Brianna and welcome to B.E.A.N. Obviously, 2020 happened and what a year it was. Now, it is a little bit later than I was wanting to, but I want to go through my year in a quick little illustration video. So, here it is. Starting with the most eventful, February. February 14th, I decided to draw a butterfly because that is when my first grandparent passed away, which was my mama, who died on Valentine's Day. So, very sad, very dramatic. Moving on to March. March was the beginning of March 7th and 8th was the bowling tournament for states in Detroit for my high school bowling team. And so that was pretty eventful. That was my last tournament for high school. And then a week or two later is when we had, well, actually only like basically a week, is when we had a shutdown for COVID, which I thought was only going to be about a month maybe. I didn't even know what was happening. My family was just like, yeah, you don't have school anymore. And I was like, okay, cool, I guess. Moving on to April. Now, this is when I set up my social media accounts and my YouTube channel. But I never actually uploaded anything on any of it, but I did create it in April. And then April 1st, April Fool's Day, is when my great aunt died. Is that what she is? I sometimes get confused with my my heritage, but yes, so she passed away on April Fool's, which was very because we thought she was dead and then she wasn't, and then we were like, oh, it's April Fool's, she's not, but she was, so that sucked too. And especially with COVID, you couldn't have as big of a funeral as you wanted, or had you couldn't see as many people, so it was a little bit more sad because you wanted everyone to be able to spend time with each other, but you couldn't grieve with as many people as you wanted. Moving on to May, we have we have a bunny, which is for my nephew's first birthday. His birthday was Peter Rabbit themed, so I sewed him a bunny that is very unique with a blue little jacket, and I made it out of his old baby clothes. That about took me a week and a half, so I mean, good for me. Also what happened in May was I signed my letter of intent for bowling in college, so that was very exciting. Moving on to July, my 18th birthday, whoop whoop, I went to the Cheesecake Factory for the first time. My older sister Joanna took me because I love pie and cheesecake and stuff. For my 16th birthday, I actually had pie instead of a cake, which was cool. But yeah, so I had some cool stuff that day. It was really cool. And also my other older sister, Amanda, had Applebee's catered for a little party shindig she threw for me. So that was unexpected and very fun. Also in July, I met my future roommates and suite mates, which was Mary, Estee, and Faith. Faith eventually decided not to move in with us, and Mary is now my ex-roommate who moved in with Estee, who's my suite mate. So yes, at this time I do not have a roommate, but it's possible by the time this video comes out that I find out that I have a roommate. Moving on to August. So this is when I became sick and I couldn't eat solid foods. This lasted till about October. It was just random, and I could only drink Ensures, so that's why I drew a little Ensure. I went to multiple appointments, and nothing really ever happened. Moving on, I graduated about 2 months late, but I graduated and got to walk, and it felt very uneventful for what it was supposed to be about. I mean, 12 years in the making or whatever, right? Or 13 if you went to kindergarten like me. So, like, yeah, there's no hype with that. But I mean, I did it, so that's cool. That's also when I started taking anxiety medicine, um, which was fun. So I've been on that since August. And that's also when I started college. And I lived on campus, so I moved away, sorta. I mean, not too far away. It was only like 20 minutes, but I moved away and lived on campus to do school. Moving on to September, I started counseling or therapy to talk about my problems, which my doctor thought was good for me because I have lots of problems and I don't talk about them, I guess. I also got to do this, what is it? I had an endoscopy done where they shove a tube down your throat and then they like take pictures and stuff. That was very fun. Missed a couple of my first classes for that. Had a sore throat for a couple days. They basically said, yeah, we still don't know what's wrong with you, so keep up the good work, I guess. So that was fun. Moving on to October, that's when I came out with my first YouTube video, which was me saying, hey guys, which was, took me like 4 times just on certain parts of that video. It was dumb. I had to wait for my roommate to leave. Oh, I also, later that time, I started eating pizza. Pizza was my first like major food that I ate, and I was like so excited. So that's cool. I also had to go get a what is it, a barium something swallow test where I drank like liquids and then they take x-rays of your throat and your stomach and see how you're swallowing things. And so what this represents is one is the size of a Tic Tac, one is the size of a Tum, and they tried to make me swallow something the size of a Tum, and I'm like, yo, for someone who can't swallow things right now, you know, I'm not gonna do that. So he's like, no. They still couldn't figure out what was wrong with me either. So that's fun. And obviously Halloween happened. I love Halloween. I could not think of a better year to do the Invisible Man because basically I just had to cover up my face and be invisible. So I really enjoyed that. And it wasn't super expensive for me to do. So that's fun. Moving on to November, I voted, which also was kind of uneventful. Stood in line for like an hour, missed some of my class. I missed a quiz, and then my teacher was like, you can't redo your quiz. And I was like, whoa, well, that sucks. So yeah, that was fun, I guess. Thanksgiving happened. I love Thanksgiving. That's when I went on winter break, and I am currently not in school yet again. We had basically summer break for winter break. But yeah, I got to see some relatives for that, like 2 more relatives. And I really enjoyed that because I got to eat food. Also in November, I got my car back, which had been in there for, again, a couple months. And so my car leaves me for a couple months at a time. I think it was in there at least before August, because I wasn't driving it. So yeah, I was in there for a couple months, but it finally got fixed, so I'm really happy about that. So yeah. And finally, December. Christmas happened, and Christmas is awesome. I got to spend some more time with my family, and I got really great stuff, as you guys know, and I gave really cool things. My Secret Santa was my sister, Joanna, which you saw in my gingerbread barn making video, the decorating of that, and that was really fun. I got her some cool things. And that's when I got a camera, lights, and a mic, and stuff like that, which I haven't really started using the mic yet, which I'll get more into that once I set it all up. And I had, at the end of the year, a whopping 18 subs. Now, if you do the math, real quick, let's see, if you do the math, 6 times 12, if you do 12 months, so that's 72, 72 plus 18, that's 90 subscribers. So, I'm hoping by the end of this year, I'll have more than 90 subscribers, okay? I just want to let that be clear. So, this was my 2020. I hope it was, you know, somewhat interesting, I guess. I mean, it wasn't as bad as some people's, but it wasn't great by any means either. Um, I definitely feel like this was one of the worst years for me. Um, but, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. And so this is going to be one of the last vlogging type videos of me talking a lot while not really doing anything. It's going to be mostly, drawing videos or baking videos or whatever videos, or mostly gaming actually, because that's going to be the easiest thing for me to do while in school. So yeah, just let me know what's up, and I'm hopefully going to be starting to do more Instagram and Facebook stuff if I'm not super busy. So it's been an awkward time with B.E.A.N. Doodles.